libre, pero Elon Musk to oblivion! I'm going in! must shine eternal! Illusion shattered!
Flicker.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
The process of elimination.
There is no escape! Torn to oblivion! I'm going in! May I present? It's a miracle! Off we go!
How bold.
Let my name echo in song! That's gonna hurt in the morning. Everybody stand back!
Flicker.
Inazuma shines eternal!
Shower me with praise! Adventure time! Adventure time! The show begins!
Shine down!
Deflect!
Let's light it up! Going in!
Illusion shattered!
Time to shine! you!
Here you are.
May I present? Woo! Whoa! Whoa! Ah! Whew.
There have been many poorly written applications lately. I guess I'll just have to reject them all. Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. The scribe's work is simple, which is exactly why I took the position. Wait. Huh? No. Whatever.
Strike a pose! Everybody stand back!
Torn to oblivion.
Wicked. Scatter.
Shine down.
Going in! That's gonna hurt in the morning. Don't look at me like this.
Illusion shattered. Absurd.
Let's light it up! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Shine down. Inazuma shines eternal.
How brilliant!
Insolent.
Yoo-hoo!
The process of elimination.
Let's let out!
There is no escape.
Everybody stand back!
Wicked.
Strike a pose! Let my name echo in song!
Now you shall perish. Shine down.
Sooner we're done, the better. Oh. Don't we have a job to do? May I present? Show me your move.
Illusion shattered.
Teamwork is dreamwork. How about this?
Torn to oblivion.
Yeah! Punishment! I'm going in! Yeah! Adventure over! Off we go! Show me your move!
There is no escape.
Let's light it up! You can't run! Take a seat.
Now you shall perish. shattered.
Hey! Shower me with pressure! Stop! Let's light it up! Adventure time! That's gonna hurt! Teamwork is dreamwork! Off we go! Adventure time! Show me your moves!
There is no escape.
Pretty good. How about this?
Inazuma shines eternal.
I'm going in! Punishment!
Shine down.
Full speed ahead! Tour's over. Show me your moves!
Now you shall perish.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Let's light it up! How brilliant! Why do they never miss? Let's light it up!
There is no escape.
Shiver!
Torn to oblivion.
Everybody stand back! Show me your moves! Strike a pose! How about this? Take it
Now you shall perish.
Let's light it up! Yeah! Punishment! Teamwork is dreamwork! Door's over. Show me your moves!
Shine down. There is no escape. How about this?
Take this. Yeah. Looks like overtime today. Going in.
Inazuma shines eternal.
War's over.
Yes?
Show me your moves.
Deflect!
How about this?
Here you are.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Rain of bullets. Let's light it up. May I present?
Flicker.
Full speed ahead.
A process of elimination.
Well played.
water again while riding the Kaholosaur.
Everyone okay? Let's take a head count. 1, we escaped danger.
Oh,
What's the point? We still didn't reach them.
hey, don't look so depressed.
Actually, according to the map,
Oh? Then which way should we go? Wait, aren't we back where we started?
come on, let's go to the statue.
So, what's the point of coming back here again?
Here, look!
Really? Let Paimon try.
Congratulations, guide from the future. You have completed a challenge that even I found ambitious. And now, I finally have the chance to tell you my story. You may have heard legends describing me as the best guide in all of Natlan. But in the beginning, I was more like a treasure hunter. I chased results, facing countless dangers to prove myself. Time after time, I ventured where others didn't dare, never failing to bring back rare treasures. My fame was second to none. And yet, I never felt satisfied. So I found a new goal, a challenge that no one had ever achieved before. The legendary Mysterious Island. Another chance to prove myself. Unfortunately, my friends who had traveled with me all this time had grown tired of my nonsense. Instead of praise, they now showered me with words of caution. Perhaps this journey was one that I had to complete alone. But luckily, they decided to once again put up with my antics. Just as before, they came up with ingenious ways to help me move forward. They never let me down, even when I had to place my life in their hands. And they always trusted my judgment, even when it took a lot of courage. In the end, just as ever, we found the result we came for. But that golden glow was baiting me towards death. It was the glow of a rare ore, but it was also the warning sign of an impending eruption. Maybe if I pressed on and put my life on the line, I could get the result I wanted. And yet, there was a chance I'd lose something even more precious. But don't worry. In the end, I made the same choice as you. Everyone was disappointed that their illustrious guide had, for once, returned empty-handed. But seeing everyone survive, I felt satisfied for the first time in my life. Perhaps the treasure I had really been searching for had been right here with me, all along. So, I decided to end my long journey and find a safe place for my hard-earned treasure. To me, this is the real Mysterious Island.
The hidden inscriptions disappeared.
These must have been the words the first chief left.
In that case, the mysterious island from the legend is actually where the...
I remember now that the elders once told me our tribe was originally founded on a small island. Later, the coastlines changed, allowing the journey to the mysterious island Yeah. I think
The golden glow is an indicator of when the lava will... The principle of vulcanite formation, if this means that there's zero
Harondra. Our journey is not yet over. As we agree...
Fine.
Don't be so down.
Paimon remembers now. There's still something important.
Uncle New! We're back!
Ah, Mualani, it's good to see you again.
Uncle, I've completed the journey to the mysterious island.
But you still have a question you wish to ask.
Yes. You've been there before.
Yes, I have.
If that's the case, then you've gone on the same journey. But why didn't you tell anyone?
Because I made a choice.
A choice?
Did you notice that the hidden inscriptions on the stone tablet disappeared as soon as you finished reading them?
Oh yeah, you're right.
There's a special paint on the statue that would change color when it comes into contact with Vault. Only those who have been to that underground space will be contaminated by the dust and be able to see the hidden. And this is the choice that the first chief. If you choose to boast about your deeds, you will receive the. If you choose to remain in the end.
Oh.
But not being able to tell anyone after accomplishing such a feat.
But have you noticed that Kolo?
What?
Right. Hyma remembers that Koolo said that he would.
He deliberately recommended the client to find Mualani as guides. But in the process, many guides they end up becoming more like thieves. This is why the first chief, aside from me, so they've also made pacts with her.
You've all given up.
Sir, I've given her talent and qualifications. I believe I was able to. If instead of looking.
Karia, I've come up with a new research topic.
You're the same as always, Varamdra. In any case, I can't give you an answer right now.
Karia!
Because you haven't prepared the proposal yet. Shouldn't you finish that first before recruiting assistants? How could you forget?
Ah, yes, of course. I'll certainly prepare all the necessary details.
But I've always found your proposals fascinating.
Karia, given that I have been presented with new... Perhaps the treasure...
I understand, Varamdra.
It appears this guest has also found his end.
It seems he's finally put two and two together.
There's nothing to worry about. It's just like Karia said.
But it seems he's still as stubborn as.
Now, it's your turn to make the choice, Mul.
But, Uncle New, I'm sure anyone who can complete the.
Very good. Then there's nothing more I can teach you. Here, take this talisman again. You can pass it on to your student in the future.
Looks like it's also our time to say goodbye. You've taken great care of us throughout our journey.
Then remember, the next time you come.
Friends.
Well, that's one way to thank someone.
Then Varamdra and I will be taking.
Okay, bye-bye!
You're back already. So, as news student, did you...
What are you doing here all of a sudden?
Well, I found something even more precious than the island.
You... Seems you really learned a lot from New about how to make yourself feel better. Huh? What? Why are you all looking at me like that? The elders of the tribe... New! I've already proven that I'm stronger than you. I've been to even more dangerous places. I've even been to... the mysterious island.
Kolo, even if you had never been to the island, no one would deny your abilities. But as for what we would deny about you... oh...
Me?
So now, our trip to the mysterious island is officially finished.
Yeah, but I have one more place I want to show you. This is the place. From what I've heard, if we take a group photo here, it'll bring.
What made you think of taking a group photo?
Well, we completed our trip to the mysterious island together.
You've earned the greatest honor for a guide.
Would you call it a sacrifice? I don't really. After all that we've been through together, the results don't matter anymore. Oh, it's kind of hard to explain. I don't know if you get me or not.
No, I get it.
Traveler.
So that's your answer, huh? To the meaning of a journey? It's a good one. Then let's make this group photo yet another part of your journey.
Yep, Paimon's ready.
3, 2, 1. Kahalasaur! I wonder when the next journey will be.
Now you shall perish!
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Whoa, we really did get teleported. It seems like this place is completely... Let's take a look around and see what we can find. there are so many woven scrolls here? Paimon remembers seeing some of them before in other tribes. They seem... This one really stands out from the rest. Yeah, you're... Over there, something just flashed. Traveler, did you catch that? Oh, right! Paimon? Aha! There is something hiding here! Yep, this looks like our ticket out of this place. Whew! We finally made it out!
It is just as I thought. You are indeed. Yes.
Sure did.
This specific kind of scroll was left to. It is a most mysterious color. Yet there are those who are born.
You mean...
That space you just entered was centuries ago. A great shaman by the name of Huitzil. It exists to this day. And although I have not managed to decide, once someone is trapped inside, clear.
Another secret power? Traveler, still, having this ability doesn't change the fact...
Don't worry about that. If my suspicions are correct, this die is the key to weaving the scroll. And your special ability is the key to obtaining it. The dyeing process is also a little different from the norm, but I don't
Cool!
Great! We'll make a few If you agree to help, you could...
Agreed! Especially...
given the stakes and...
more work to...
thankfully, your guide is waiting just...
I take it you're the ones appointed by Elder Talapo?
Yep, and
Call me Toltec. The chief asked me to be your guide for the day. His messengers already filled me in on this.
so the guy is somewhere in this cave, huh?
This is as far as I can take you. Only the appointed ones may proceed from here.
Why's that?
Kind of a long story. Apparently, there's many years ago. However, to bypass the seal, you have to have mastered the art of color perception.
Oh, right.
The strange thing is, our ancestor, since it was sealed off, the only person, according to her, but I digress.
So you're sure you don't want to come with...
I'll pass. I tried to get in one. I guess it's supposed...
Aww.
Don't worry about... Unlike our chief.
Fair enough. All right, Looks like there's no way past. Maybe try the same thing as before? Hey, it worked! Let's head in and take a look. This should be the place. That fruit Toltec mentioned should be the one on the wall, right? Now, the only question is, which ones do we pick? Well, go ahead, try it out!
Shine down! Ha! Ha! Ha!
something, right? Whatever it was, grab it. These guys' ancestors made some Do you think maybe there's more artwork further? Oh, no need. Paimon was just thinking. Let's head back and we're back, and we found the ingredients for the dye.
Sounds like you made it. It's getting late. Fall.
Let's go find some treasure.
Toltec has updated me.
Sure thing. Here's the stuff.
I see.
Got it.
Please come with me.
Adventure time. Off we go. Adventure time. Off we go.
Take a look at this. It's a woven scroll made.
Ooh.
The person depicted is the legend. She was especially skilled. This scroll is a record of her deeds, and was most likely the work of her own head. Sadly, since she passed away, bring out the samples. Now, as I mentioned, the dyeing process is a little complicated, but I am confident you will met. The pattern has already been sketched out on the sample, so you just need to dye each block with the correct color. But you'll need to wait for the dye to fully soak. Ha ha ha! Good! The dye has taken to the fabric, and the pattern is crisp and clear. Next.
Okay, final step. Did it work? Paimon doesn't see it.
Oh, that color isn't showing up. Oh, the dyeing has failed. No, your technique was flawless. You did everything exactly as instructed. It would have made no...
Then what went wrong?
It could be the weaving technique. Or maybe the dye has to be applied in a different way. Oh.
Sorry, Paimon wishes we could do more to...
I am the one who should be apologizing. I made you do so... I will, of course, honor my commitment to compensate you for your trouble, but I do hope you won't give up on this task.
Don't worry, we're not quitters. Paimon does have a question, though. This whole process of recording history on woven scrolls seems so... You said yourself you're all about change and reform. Well, this seems like a pretty good place to start, don't you think? Right?
I think you perhaps misunderstood my philosophy, but that's okay. I can answer your question, but there's somewhere I need to show...
Oh, sure.
Adventure time!
Cool. Look.
It's gorgeous!
Now.
Whoa, that graffiti!
In all the years since the founding of our tribe, those colors have been with us every step of the way. It is true that I seek to bring new life to this ancient tribe through change and reform. But I also understand there are certain foundational things that we cannot afford to throw. The foremost of these is the way we record.
Oh, that makes sense.
Since the very beginnings, our tribe has always sought to bring color to. So, whatever it takes, I must find a way for us to continue producing our traditional woven scrolls.
You're completely right. Paimon's sorry for what she said earlier. It was out of line.
It's quite all right. I'm just. Then let us hope that when we.
Wait. Wait.
Huh? What are the Fatui doing here? That's a little concerning. Let's go over there and see. Also, how did they get this close to a tribal settlement? Huh. All the Fatui left in Natlan are probably the captain's subordinates. That basically makes them followers of one of Natlan. Still, once a Fatus, always a Fatus. Something seems off seeing them here. What are you guys doing here?
Following orders. If you have a problem, take it up with our
Hey, what's with the attitude? Can the Fatui even work for a private employer?
This is Grudok. I hired him to be my bodyguard in Natlan. As you can see, he's not the sociable type. I'm sorry for any offense. My original plan was to hire someone from the local tribes, but a priest recommended Grudok. I was told they were capable fighters and had the time to spare, so they fit the bill. It seems like—
So that's what happened.
Precisely! Montluçon, at your service. I work in the publication bit.
Oh, you know him?
A golden-haired traveler with a floating companion. Your exploits in Fontaine have all the makings of a best-selling series. I'd be a failure of a book merchant if I couldn't recognize.
Wow, we're really famous at this.
It's truly my lucky day. I know this is sudden, but I was actually looking for you two. You see,
So, you take.
you'll be generously rewarded.
Well, at least he got straight to the point. Should we hear what he has to.
You know the great shaman Sitlali, right? I need her help with something.
Yeah, the chances of her helping a random stranger just because we asked? Yeah, see, Lally really doesn't like.
I heard about that from other If you manage it, I'll even double your pay.
Oh, yeah, we should definitely get to the bottom of that first.
It's kind of a long story, and there's tribal history involved, so you should hear it from an expert. Alie, if you could.
Of course. I don't often have an eager audience for this kind of thing. Nice to meet you. The name's Alie. I'm a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. Unlike most researchers, I have a keen interest in ancient ruins. That's why. Have you heard of the legend of the great shaman Hui? Yes. According to local records, she was a color mystic who lived over 200. Out of all of her exploits, her most According to legend, the battle was triggered by an abyss invasion, one of the most brutal in Natlan's history. Amazingly, Natlan, the color was and trap all the enemies inside.
Anyway, that's the gist of it. We don't want to take up too much of your time. That story is the reason I came to. When I heard this story for the first time, I wanted to include it in. Historical records about Natlan aren't very detailed. We haven't been able to determine where even within the mass. If that were the case, the story.
But if you're just.
Well, you see, that's why I'm here. But I was
According to my research, their scrolls are considered sacred relics in addition to historical. Not to mention the scroll.
We've been over this, Alier. There's no need to.
Seat Lally?
Exactly. If she agrees to be my consultant, then no other
Oh, that's what.
So, what do you say?
Well, it's not that we don't want to help you. Oh, right. The duty the chief gave us has a lot to do with wheat sealing. Who knows? The Battle of Seven Colors. All right, we'll help you convince Seat Lally.
Of course.
Yeah.
Here you are.
Illusion shattered!
Everybody stand back!
Oh, ow! Where did that come from? Good things come to those who don't wait around. That's what they say anyway. Knowing my luck, the opposite is probably true for me. Benny's adventure team, assemble! Or not. Oh, ow! Where did that come from? Benny's adventure team, assemble! Or not. Off we go!
So, this is where the great shaman lives? A bit far from civilization, isn't it?
For someone like Seat Lolly, it actually makes a lot of sense.
Is this graffiti her work too? I wonder if it's a cultural practice. If I could just copy it down,
We're here for a reason, Alier. As agreed, you two can do the talking.
Okay, we'll go knock on the door. Hopefully she's not hungover. Seat Lolly? Are you there? We need your help with something. Oh, no response. Maybe she's not home. Oh, Granny Eatsley? Are you home?
Hey, kid! If you're here to challenge me, book an appointment first. Traveler!
Looks like we came at a bad time. Well, at least we didn't get to... Huh. So this is where Seat Lolly lives.
I, didn't have time to fully clean up the place. Complain if you want. Menial housework means nothing to a great shaman like myself.
Besides, in light novels, people who keep everything neat and tidy are always too boring to be the protagonists. Also, I'm not a hermit. I'm just above superficial rules of society.
She sure does care a lot about what we think of her.
Oh, and that spell I used to transfer my senses to you? It's my duty as a great shaman to check that kind of thing.
Oh, you mean when we could hear your thoughts? Nope. It's been so long.
Then why do I hear the traveler's thoughts in my head?
What?
I can still hear you, you know. Don't bother. I'll find a way to fix it. It was just a simple spell. I use it on you, and now it's on... forget it.
Well, someone...
So they asked the hero...
The pay is really good.
Doesn't matter. I'm busy.
She sure doesn't look busy. Paimon knew this wouldn't...
From you?
Yeah! We were given a sacred duty to help your tribe weave a special scroll.
Huh?
We were surprised too! After all, we have no idea how to weave it, but with Chef Biram's, we still haven't succeeded. But we learned that the key to weaving the scroll, the historical event those men want to ask about, also involves color. If you help them... She's giving us that face again. Did Paimon not explain things?
I can't decide whether this twist is completely out of the blue, or if it...
Does that mean you won't help us?
I need to think about it.
Then there's still hope.
Hey! What's the holdup? Just give us an answer already.
You agreed to let us do the top... See, Lolly?
Stand down, Grudok. As your employer, if I tell you to wait, then you wait.
Understood.
You're the great shaman who's been alive for centuries? But you're so... Apologies for the
You're lucky you didn't force Sweet Lolly's hand.
Well, since you're here, how about a discussion?
Do you have any idea who I am? Did you think Granny Eatsley would be fooled by your little I have no intention of speaking to you. Your recent hire interrupted me right as I was about to pull a trick like that again, and I'll make your lives a living horror novel, except 10 times worse.
Whoa.
Traveler, we have a discussion to finish.
You live up to your name, Granny Itztli. I apologize for the offense. I'm just surprised the Battle of Seven Colors didn't pique your interest.
You're investigating the Battle of Seven Colors?
Ah, the Traveler didn't get to that part? Yes, I thought the Traveler could help me convince you. But, if I'm not mistaken, you have a personal I heard that the great shaman Huitzilin was a friend of yours. You two must have been close. If I can resolve the controversy and prove the battle took place, I'll include it in my next collection. Then, all of Tevat will learn the truth. With your support, your friend's heroic deeds will once again be known throughout the land.
If this is really about that duty, then... fine. I'll help you.
I'm honored.
Save it. I agreed to help the Traveler, not you. You'll just have to leech what you can.
Well, at least she agreed to help.
Who are you calling heartless?
Not a problem. I always planned to work with the Traveler. So, did you directly experience...
Talk at me, why don't... Fine. No, no, and no. I did live during the same era as you. Decide the angle of your investigation.
All right. Even if you... Alier, you had an idea about where to start, yes?
Oh, well, my plan was to consult the members of the tribe.
Then, let's start there. Traveler, what do you say to officially working together?
You don't seem super invested in this whole thing.
The Battle of Seven Colors is something I've only ever heard about.
But how?
I wasn't there when it took place, and she never told me about it.
But Montluçon said the two of you were close friends. The battle was legendary. Why wouldn't we...
Close friends? More like arch rivals. Something Montluçon would know if he actually did his research. Did you see the graffiti outside my house? That's not my doing. All students from Weeziling's School of Shamanism must pass an extremely difficult trial before graduation. Those graffiti drawings are how they challenge me. Of course, none of them ever succeeded. So, after Weeziling's death, her students had no choice but to modify the requirement. Instead of defeating me, all they have to do as my rival, Weeziling only had one achievement that surpassed my own. And that was the Battle of Seven Colors. I can only assume she had some kind of secret technique at her disposal. It makes perfect sense that she kept it from me. I'm a fast learner. Telling me about the technique is no different than handing it to me on a silver platter. As if she would give a...
Oh, that makes sense.
Anyway, all of that is secondary. Like I said, I'm only here to help you don't misunderstand. This duty is important for my tribe, too. A great shaman should do her part to see it done. Excuse you? I fail to see what housekeeping has to do with my duty as a shaman. Why is it that you're the one whose thoughts are exposed, but I'm still the one suffering?
Excuse me, great shaman, but we have a situation over here. We could really use your help.
Okay.
Of course the Battle of Seven Colors happened. The woven scroll proves it. Weeziling used a mysterious color to construct...
That's just your interpretation. There's more than one way to understand that scroll. Besides,
Weeziling was one of the most powerful shamans of her time. She definitely could have pulled it off.
that's the biggest problem. She had students. Why not pass it down? A technique that powerful? And no shaman...
Her students are keeping it a secret, of course. If you knew a technique like that, you'd be a fool.
Oh, I didn't mean to cause an argument. I just wanted to ask, is there anything we can use to prove the battle took place?
Of course it took place. Why would you need to prove it?
You'll have to excuse him. Some people in our tribe insist on clinging to outdated views of history. I'd give up now if I were you. It only gets more ridiculous.
Please don't fight.
Wow, so the battle really is controversial.
Am I the outdated one? Kids these days can't find anything better to argue about?
These arguments are precisely why I hesitate to include this story in my collection. Neither side was able to offer anything useful. What should we do?
Weeziling was a passionate teacher. We were opposites in that sense. The technique she used in the battle must have been her masterpiece. There's every reason to pass it on. Still, if the technique is powerful enough to single-handedly stop an invasion, it also makes sense that her disciples would keep it a secret. We should check with the students from her school. If we can confirm the technique exists, we can deduce certain things about the battle.
But as far as I know, most of the shamans from her school occupy high positions in the tribe. Not the type of people outsiders like us can speak to on a whim.
Right. The obsidian altar is off limits to you. But, if...
Is there a problem?
Most of Wheatsealing's students are respected priests in the tribe. But that means they had to go through me. Or try, at least. I, of course, humiliated them from a young age. Those who hold the position now are the ones who lasted long enough before I wiped the floor with them. If I show up without warning, they'll run for dear life. That's not gonna get us any answers.
Yeah, Paimon can see it now.
Hey, don't jump to conclusions. That was just a metaphor. Only you have the guts to joke like that with me, Traveler. Fine. I said I'd help, so I'll help.
Alright, the rest of you can wait for us here.
We appreciate the help.
Oh, are you in the middle of a ceremony?
Granny Eatsley?
What is she doing here?
Did some coward not show up after challenging her to a...
Or is she here to officially take over the tribe?
Whoa. It's like they really do see her as some kind of tyrant.
No matter what, we'll defend our dignity as priests to the end.
Ugh, you talk a big game for someone who lost to me the most out of the...
What?
All I want is to ask some questions.
So, you're here to
Someone didn't sit pretty for their beating? Is that it? You want their name?
We should just run!
Yeah, with the hero of Natlan here, Granny Eatsley.
Sure, whatever you say.
Oh, it's the Traveler and his companion. That does make me feel better.
We wanted to ask about the technique you inherited from Wheatsealing.
Huh. So you can eradicate our school
Disciples of our school have challenged her year after year, just as our master instructed.
Well, you're not wrong.
If we want to protect our legacy, one of us needs to run.
Not this again. Just how much did you traumatize them, Sweet Lolly?
Hey! You can't just say whatever you want just because it's in your I'm Granny Eatsley. A mere mention of my name and kids burst. What? You know what? Forget about your duty.
Sorry to disappoint, but if you're here to question whether we're qualified to inherit our master's legacy...
We're not getting anywhere. What should we do, Traveler?
Huh? Oh.
Elder Tlapo! Oh, we must have disturbed your meditation. Our deepest apologies.
Did Elder Tlapo just issue a declaration?
From what I can tell, in a single word...
Is Elder Tlapo telling us to treat... That's not possible.
Oh, you forget yourselves, my friends. You are.
But Chief!
I didn't expect to see you here, great shaman. My sincere apology.
Well, I wasn't exactly planning to come to this crowded place. So you can save the pleasantries, Chief.
Understood. Now, as successors of Huitzilin, I understand your friction. However, Elder Talapo's declarations have always showed us the correct path. You would do well to respect his counsel. So, mind your manners and allow Granny Eatsley to ask her questions.
Good thing Elder Tlapo and Chief Biram. Hi there, Elder Tlapo! Hey, he seems pretty happy that—
He's the one who put you in charge of the scroll, right?
Yeah, Elder Tlapo appointed us to the—
Elder Talapo, huh? He's still Claw to me. Hey, don't pull that cutesy stuff with me. You're an Iktomisaur Elder now. You occupy an eminent—
So, you already know each other?
Claw was only this big when we first met. He was Huitzilin's Saurian companion back then. She kept dragging him to my place, so she only came to my place to fight me. But at the same time, she always claimed to be my friend. She was the only—
Well, you've lived a long time. You've probably made a bunch—
the more time you have, the more—
Oh,
Anyway, let's get back to business. I hate talking about the past. Oh, 200 years and you still haven't given up? I still haven't made up my mind, so you should head back.
Hey there, Chief Biram! Oh, wait. We haven't reached up—
I'm just grateful you haven't forgotten that duty.
Actually, we have good—
I'm all ears.
It's the Battle of Seven Colors.
Huitzilin's claim to fame? That sounds promising.
True, but Granny Eatsley promised—
Is that so? Huh. I've tried seeking her help in the past, but I never managed to coax her—
Hey, don't complain! None of the—
Forgive me. That wasn't my intention. It was a
Paimon said you've been trying to figure out how to weave the special scroll.
It is my duty.
Why bother? The scrolls always end up completed on time. So what's the point of figuring it out for yourself?
If I may, this task concerns the history of Natlan as a whole. And in many ways, history is the memory of a people. Memory is sacred to our tribe. I'm sure a great shaman understands that better than a humble junior like myself. Something this important cannot be left to baseless rumors. I know you don't concern yourself with the daily affairs of the tribe, Granny Eatsley. Even so, as a priestess, I trust you wouldn't leave something like that to chance.
I get your point. Of course, the one time I wish you could read my mind, it doesn't work. No.
Huh?
It's not important. Rest assured, Biram, with my help, the Traveler and Paimon will definitely—
You have my thanks.
Huh. So are you here to test whether we're qualified to inherit Master Wheat's—
You've already been tested, haven't you? Well, frankly speaking, I don't— But that's not why I'm here. All you need to—
Fine. Ask away.
You've heard of the Battle of Seven Colors, right?
Of course. It's our master's claim to fame. An immortal legend inscribed in the very history of our tribe.
Then I'm sure you know there are those who question whether it actually—
I did hear people arguing about that the other day.
It's disgraceful. How can they question something?
It doesn't surprise me. Natlan has had more tourism lately. A lot of people have started getting strange ideas after interacting with Outlanders. After all, everyone who took part in the battle has returned to the ley lines. Without witnesses, it's hard to refute—
Well, it just so happens the questions I want to ask are directly related to the legitimacy of this battle.
Listen, we know you were rivals, but do you really have to question her legacy?
You think she's like you? Someone who can't survive a little—
No, of course not.
Then let me finish. During the battle, Wheatsealing most likely used a technique powerful enough to turn the tides of war, proud enough to pass it on to her disciples. So,
I don't think any of us have heard of it.
listen, I'm not trying to take it for myself, so be honest. With or without it, I can wipe the floor with any of you.
Yeah, no objections there. But I'm telling the truth. None of us have ever heard of that tech.
What's wrong with her? Why would she let it go extinct?
Master's body of work is massive. No one student could hope to learn all her techniques. Mastering just a few already takes a lot of effort. Master had no choice but to recruit many students, split up what she knew into different portions, and pass it down through various individuals. So even though we see ourselves as representatives of Wheatsealing's school of shamanism, what we know— Actually, I know of a shaman family that inherited some of Master's techniques.
But if they inherited Wheatsealing's secret techniques, shouldn't the family be thriving?
Well, it's the only thing I can think of.
All right, give me their address.
I'll mark it out on your map.
To be honest, I'm not optimistic about the future of this investigation. That's because the request came from you.
Location.
Proving the legitimacy of this battle seems more hopeless by the second.
Nothing we can do about that.
Well, even if our investigation ultimately proves the legend to be false, that's still a worthwhile result. Although I'm here for business purposes, I have a personal interest in this as well. I'm drawn to matters of history.
That's exactly why I chose to follow you, Monsieur.
Listen, I'm just updating you on the situation, not asking for your opinion. I don't really care whether you continue your investigation. Traveler, you came to me for help with your scroll weaving duty, right? You thought looking into the Battle of Seven Colors could give you answers. That's understandable. But based on instead of wasting time, you might
Respected traveler, let's not forget about the
What makes you say that?
Yeah, based on—
You think—
She claimed to be your friend, but picked fights with you non-stop. And never told you about her biggest accomplishment. By figuring out the truth behind the battle, maybe we can finally help you get closure.
Closure? I'd say we're 200 years too late.
Ah,
All right, let's go visit the shaman family. Hello, are you Aisha Man?
Yep, that's me. Huh? Granny Eastly?
Get up. In a crowded market like this, the only person who should be trying to hide is me.
My apologies. Ever since my grandfather's generation, the shamans of my family have given up on passing your trial, Granny East.
Man, this is generational trauma at this point.
Whenever I misbehaved as a kid, Grandpa would tell me about the thrashing he received from Granny Eastly. I still...
Hey, don't get any funny ideas. This was your idea, remember? Keep asking your questions. I'm going to find some...
Okay, so your family studied under Wheat Ceiling, right?
Yes, although that pretty much ended with my grandfather's generation, unfortunately. The techniques my family learned from Wheat Ceiling didn't have much practical use in terms of tribal affairs, so during my grandfather's time, we quit the priesthood. Turns out, shaman techniques aren't that useful outside the priesthood either. So over time, we abandoned them altogether. Of course, it's possible that we were just too foolish to understand the true power of those teachings. After all, Wheat Ceiling was a genius. None of her students have been able to
Do you know which techniques were passed on to your family?
I'm not sure. As a kid, I remember hearing my grandfather talk about them, but it's not like I can use...
Just think about it for a sec. Do you remember anything about a technique that can decide the outcome of a battle?
Decide the outcome of a battle? No, besides, my family wasn't really known for our talent. If a technique like that exists, I doubt Wheat Ceiling would pass it on to us. You might have better luck asking one of the priests. They're descendants of Wheat Ceiling's most gifted students.
Well, looks like we're back where we started.
Still no definitive evidence the Battle of Seven Colors took place. Alier, do you think we have enough to draw a conclusion?
All we have are non-witness accounts. We could put together an interview, but that's not going to hold up in academic circles.
Then we have to keep going.
Oh, you're investigating the Battle of Seven Colors?
Yeah, you know about it?
Not a lot, but there's something special about my family. In addition to shaman techniques, Wheat Ceiling's stories were passed down to us. Say what you want about my ancestors' dedication to shamanism, but they definitely paid attention to those stories. And of course, the Battle of Seven Colors is the most exciting
We don't need another story. We need something concrete. Does no one in your tribe
I'm not sure if this is helpful, but the story passed down in my family is a little different from the one told in the tribe.
Really?
Well, it's Wheat Ceiling's personal account of the event, so it's a lot more detailed. For example, in the version I heard, the battle took place in a location known as Chico Mostuk Cave.
That means you can tell us where to find it. Have you ever been to this place?
Unfortunately not.
I studied maps of Natlan before we left, Monsieur Montluçon. I don't remember ever seeing such a name.
Could your ancestors be mistaken, Mr. Shaman?
It's unlikely. My family may have let the shamanism side of things fall by the wayside. In the words of my grandfather, some things deserve to be passed down.
If Whitzelin's version of events differs so much from the general understanding, that makes it even more likely
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Hold on. You mentioned the Chico Mostuk cave?
Oh, yes? Can I...
It's been more than 200 years.
What do you mean?
That location is now known as the Valley of Fog. The Chico Mostuk cave is what it was called 200 years ago.
Precisely when Wheat Ceiling was alive. That means, Monsieur Montluçon, we can... Once we get there, the evidence we need...
Just when we thought all hope was lost. I never doubted you, great shaman. Allow me to present you with a gift.
Save it. Flattery won't get you anywhere with me.
Wait, Mr. Montluçon works in publishing. You're a huge fan of light novels, right, Sweet Lolly? Maybe.
Really?
Out of print, huh? Sure. Do you have it?
Well, if we're talking collectibles, then the first edition of Shogun Almighty Reborn as Raiden with Unlimited Power is a must. It's the first major hit of the isekai genre. Several editions have gone to print, but copies of the first edition are
I see.
There's also its sister work, Pretty Please Kitsune Guji. It was Yai Publishing House's attempt at gauging. It's opened the door to a new. Actually, Yai Publishing House released a limited edition.
Sorry, I'm not sure I caught all that. What were the titles again? Reborn as Kitsune.
These two titles are among the most successful and well-known works in the entire industry.
I'm a merchant from Fontaine, after all. Regarding this particular genre from Inazuma, I'm afraid I lack your. Of course. Sounds like a perfect arrangement. Now there's no time to waste.
Once we get there, it'll take a bit more work to determine the actual location. Right now...
Well, I'm sure Miss Sitlali can help us with that.
Have you even looked at the time? It's already evening, and I have important plans tonight. You expect me to work?
Well... What do you think, Traveler? Okay, we'll find a place to rest for the night. When should we meet?
He's persistent, huh?
How about noon?
Do we have to wait that long?
Great shamans have important matters to attend to in the morning. That's only because I have important tasks.
All right, as Miss Sitlali instructed. Let's meet back up tomorrow.
Sorry. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
You're really that scared of her?
To be honest, Granny Eatsley almost never interacts with ordinary tribespeople like us. Everything we know, she's a powerful shaman who's lived for over 200 years. As a great hero, you're probably the only one who...
Well, thanks for today, Sweet Lolly.
That's quite...
Wait, didn't you say you had important...
What did you think I meant?
Does that mean you've gone drinking every night for the past 200 years? Now, Paimon...
No, I've had enough socializing for one day. Which will also give us a chance to solve the mind reading issue, considering the necessary spell work.
Book learning alone is not enough to cultivate intelligence. All those scholars in the academia are prime examples.
Oh, yay! Okay, is this the place?
No, further up.
Further up? Whoa, this is like a secret base!
Sometimes I want the fresh air, but let's see if my stash is still here. Ah, great! The halberd crest birds didn't eat my snacks. Now for the mind reading issue. Give me your hand. It might take a little longer, actually. And that should do it. You're not wrong. Hold on. Why do I still hear you in my head? Oh, did I not separate our senses completely? Maybe using my... Oh, please work, please work. A great shaman should be able to handle this. Okay, what about now? Huh? And now? Huh. Whenever I try to remove... That was just to help with the spell. For a human soul, to lose the boundaries of the mind...
Wait, that sounds bad! Is Sweet Lolly drunk? She's not making much sense.
Anyway, we'll just have to leave it for now.
Hearing the Traveler's thoughts isn't that bad, right? You should just tease him. That's what Paimon would do.
It's just... I'm not... Sorry, I said we could be friends, but I guess I'm used to being Granny Eatsley. Someone intimidate.
Yeah, Paimon's been wondering. Why do you insist on living so far away? You could easily become a...
When you live as long as me, a person is like a flower. The color draws you in. You water it to see it bloom. It It rewards you with its fragrance, but it doesn't last. With the passing of the seasons, everything withers away. Even if the same plot of soil is covered in flowers the following year. Though that's just how it is. Most of the people in my life will be gone one day. Just like a flower. Getting close means losing friend after friend for hundreds of years. Until the weight of their memories crushes my soul. If people don't care about me, then I don't have to care about them. It's better if the
See, Lolly.
You won't live as long as me, so you don't have. Really? Then you should understand.
Is something wrong?
Stupid mind-reading side effect won't go away.
Okay, she's definitely drunk.
I'm not drunk. I remember everything the traveler said. Just gotta think of a response.
Uh-oh, not this again.
I'm
Is she talking in her sleep or talking to us?
Bye.
All right.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Thank you for completing. Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Haven't you heard? There's a strange wand.
Muy buena familia, ¿qué tal estáis? Bueno, primer vídeo del año, ¿eh? Encantado y muy feliz de estar aquí de vuelta con ustedes. La verdad es que estoy muy contento de poder volver a grabaros un vídeo